Hi, I'm Nancy Hamilton Myers and I'm the director of the Desire of Ages movie. And here I am at my desk where I've been answering your emails, and we've been going back and forth for the last 3 to 4 weeks about the screening process. I wanted to thank you for signing on as one of our churches to screen the film, and we now have 100 plus churches signed on, and we're estimating somewhere between 15 and 30,000 viewers over the next few weeks, and that's really exciting for us. So we pray that God will bless your screening. We also wanted to take a few moments of your time for those of you who've been asking about the behind the scenes footage. During the 12-month production period of the film, every month we sent out a video newsletter to our cast and crew to keep them abreast of steps that were taking place during the production period. And I'll take a few moments now to share with you a few of those clips, not too long, I don't want to bore you, and also perhaps some of the on-location shooting that took place during the crucifixion scenes. So thank you again, and we hope that the behind the scenes footage will personalize the whole experience for you and maybe just be something that'll be enjoyable and fun. Thank you again for becoming a part of the screening, and we just pray that it'll be a blessing to you and your church, and that maybe you'll see Jesus in a way that you haven't seen him before. Take care, and God bless you as you move forward with your screening.
We're making the rock for the tomb, for Jesus' tomb. Instead of using a paintbrush, we're using a blowtorch.
And so we're doing a little bit of texturing here. It comes from years and years of oil painting. It's just on a bigger scale. But we bought the materials for the crosses, all 3 crosses, and we've mounted one up in our studio here at the back of the studio, and we will be shooting the next few days in the back of the studio some of the closing scenes of the movie that will need the special effects behind them with the green screen. So as you can see, we've been very, very busy between casting, manufacturing our sets, our costumes, buying our props. It's been a full-on month, and to be quite honest, we're tired. But we've only just begun, so we've got a long haul ahead of us. Well, here we are with our 3rd news report for the Desire of Ages movie. Things have been moving very smoothly this last month, and God has been blessing us tremendously. I don't want to spend a lot of time in this particular news report talking to you. I'd rather you see the pictures yourself, the footage yourself, because as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and a moving picture's worth 1,000,000 words. Now, how this movie differs from your usual quote-unquote Jesus movie is we're not taking a historical approach. This movie isn't about a documentary or a historical approach to Jesus. What we want this movie to be is full of warm fuzzies. We want someone, the viewer, to be able to relate to at least one of the characters in the movie. So, and we want them to go, oh, you know, just oh, and when this flash of light comes, I think I'd like to see you guys, almost like that. Do a drop. Okay. Do a drop onto the ground. Okay. Yeah. And then our actors have done a fantastic, awesome job on the prologue sequences. We did video, as I said in that last news report, we videoed the sequences of the in-studio cross sequences. We've also shot the prologue sequences in 2 locations, and in the studio here, and a flashback sequence. So it's been a busy month preparing the actors and preparing the sets and the locations and location scouting to be able to bring off those scenes. We wanted to do a couple of special things, and one of those was we wanted an aerial shot. It was just a couple second shot in the prologue where the angel comes down and visits the shepherds. We didn't want to hire a helicopter for that for a couple of reasons, one of them being expense, and the other one being that if a helicopter came that close to the shepherds, the wind factor would have blown the shepherds all around the place anyway. So we did something really fun. We purchased a GoPro camera, and we attached it to about 35 helium balloons, let them go up, and then in the edit we reversed the shot so that it looked like the camera was coming down, and that was a lot of fun. Another sequence that was very important to me personally as a portrait painter from times past was, I like that Michelangelo painting of where God reaches down and almost touches man, Except one of the things I've never liked about that painting is their fingers never quite touch, and they look kind of detached from each other. I wanted to show that God has come down, reached man and touched man in the manger scene, and you'll see that freeze frame at the end of the prologue sequence, which you're about to see. We also had the pleasure of working with Paul in a local recording studio with the voiceover segment of Psalms 22 that will be edited into the movie as voiceover, Jesus kind of thinking these thoughts during his time when he's actually on the cross being crucified. That makes it a little different from any of the other Jesus' movies because it shows that his thinking processes were actually prophesied thousands of years before they even took place. So that was an important sequence for me, and I was glad to be able to get that taken care of and have that done in the studio. We're getting ready to make the stone wall in the tabernacle, in the sanctuary. So I'm just kind of, I want it really rough looking. I want the stones to be big and rough looking, so I'm just giving myself an approximate gauge of how I want them, and then we'll go ahead and use the blowtorch again and blowtorch them in, and then go ahead and texture them and paint them, and all sounds really easy. It's not quite as easy as it sounds. So, one of the important things about painting rock is that you've got to be messy. You can't do it clean. You've got to do it messy and you've got to do it quickly. So if you're one of these careful painters, you'll never paint rock. Can you break for a minute and put something on David's head, please, so that this helmet doesn't fall off? Yeah, just hold on to it, David, and walk over there. You're too big. This is too short. Well, something's wrong. Yep. Well, you can even call him his name. We won't go there. Okay. At this point, we're now, I think we're about 20 minutes. We have about 20 minutes of edited, completed footage towards a 60-minute movie or 55-minute movie. So we're moving right along. And we're really thrilled with the quality of the actors and what it is that's happening and what we've been seeing. We still have a long way to go, but we've come a long way, and that's exciting in the last 6 months or so. Here we have Pilate's judgment seat. And the reason that I like this so much is because of what I actually made it out of. If you look over here, I'll show you. This is the remains of a piano that's been in my house forever, that's been tormenting me forever, an old piano that I've been wanting to get rid of. And I looked at it the other day and I went, aha, I think we have Pilate's judgment seat. So that's what we constructed the seat out of. And it's kind of, I put this here just for memory's sake. This is actually the plate that the piano pedals came out of. So I thought that was neat to take something that's no longer useful and make it into something that's useful. Isn't that what God does with us all the time? It needed to look like sandstone. Now I have to paint some 35 of these boards, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Also this month we finished building our 3 crosses, which will be planted up on Tabletop Mountain for our Calvary scene, and they're actually being planted today. Well, here we are with Joe. Joe is our concrete guy, and he's come to help us dig the holes in this lava rock. Is that complicated, Joe?
It can be. We'll just have to get into it and find out in a little bit.
Okay, so he's going to drill down and see what happens. He's a lovely Christian man that's come to help us to glorify God together.
Wow.
Go back a little bit, but already it doesn't look too terrible.
Oh, it looks fantastic. It's just awesome.
It's going to be a good one. And you guys are the ones that are going to make it good, because we don't have a lot to offer in magnificent sets and, you know, all those things that the bigger guys have, but we've got something incredibly special, and that's your hearts. Everyone that's come here has come because it was something you wanted to do. Obviously, you didn't come for the money. Okay?
Here we are, day 1.
We'll never be the same. Crucify the Messiah! Look what it's impossible! He's the anointed one! He's anointed! What are they saying?
A couple guys grab the end of that a little inconspicuously so he can drag it up. Not
carry it himself.
If Paul can do it for 6 hours, you can do it.
Right, get behind him and help him with the back of that cross.
Get your head all the way underneath it.
Okay.
Lift it with your legs.
You're gonna pull your back.
Ready? Action.
These Jews can't do anything.
Who's the good?
I'm hanging on the cross, wasn't I?
Are you the bad thief?
He's the bad thief. I'm the good thief.
Sure. Oh, you have any lines today?
I'm innocent. I did nothing.
Okay, come on around and we'll have a little powwow here. Are we missing many people yet? Okay. You don't like cameras? But that was going to go in with this casting lots, scene 14, Calvary, scene 14. That's cut. Action! You're crying, and then it's just a. No, you don't fall. You get up. You stand up. That would be better. Okay. So, and you're falling. You're crying, and then you drop. Pull me away. You two come in. The rest of the other disciples come in. Okay. That's it. Down. Get her out of there, you guys. Drag her out.
See where you.
Cut! Woo!
Woo, that was beautiful.
Nice! Beautiful!
The desired
Good
age
job.
is 2014. Isn't that something?
That's
The children did that. It is so amazing.
Well, it has their.
We thought about putting